Fellow Stoic, they never wanted you to know this. People only take advantage of you if you let them. Here's why they do it and how to stop it. You probably felt the sting of betrayal when your kindness is twisted into weakness, when your willingness to help is seen as an invitation to be exploited. The way people treat you is not random. It is a reflection of what you allow. In a world where most are too busy chasing fleeting approval to care about your true value, there comes a time when the hidden truths about manipulation and disrespect are finally revealed. In this video, we expose the secret mechanics behind why people play you for a fool and uncover the Stoic techniques that empower you to claim respect without compromising your integrity. Every instance of being taken for granted is a signal that you have been conditioned to accept mediocrity. If you resonate with this message, like this video and comment yes. Stay with us as we unveil a series of revelations that will transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. The real reason people play you for a fool. The world you navigate is harsh and unforgiving, and at times you wake each day feeling as though you're trapped in a performance where every kind gesture you offer is met with a sneered derision. You may find yourself questioning whether your generosity is a sign of strength or a weakness that others are all too eager to exploit. In your moments of vulnerability, when self-doubt and the sting of betrayal merge into an overwhelming sense of isolation, it is important to know that you are not alone. Many have felt that deep, unsettling fear that their genuine efforts are merely invitation for others to take advantage. This realization, though painful, carries with a profound significance. The truth is, what you consider kindness is often misconstrued by those around you as a lack of self-respect, a flaw that makes you an easy mark. And while it may feel as though the world is conspiring against you, these experiences are not signs of personal failure. They are a mirror reflecting the distorted standards set by a society that measures worth by superficial markers. The struggle you face is not a fleeting inconvenience, but a pervasive, deeply ingrained challenge that weighs heavily on your heart. Every time you extend a helping hand or offer sympathetic ear, there is a hidden cost, a silent surrender of your own power. The emotional toll of realizing that your actions are interpreted as a signal for exploitation can leave you feeling both disillusioned and resentful. Imagine the sting of countless small betrayals, a friend who always asks for favors without ever reciprocating, a colleague who constantly takes credit for your ideas, or even strangers who assume that your quiet nature is a sign of weakness. These experiences build up like heavy stones in your chest, leaving you with a nagging sense that your efforts are not appreciated, but rather manipulated for the benefit of those who see your generosity as an open invitation. The impact of such exploitation is not limited to isolated incidents. It seeps into your very core, dimming your inner light and making you question your own value. This emotional burden is both a personal and spiritual trial, challenging you to redefine what it means to be truly generous and self-assured. Yet, within this relentless struggle lies a divine preparation, a transformative journey that is as ancient as the Stoic philosophy itself. The hardships you face are not random acts of cruelty, but deliberate tests designed to forge a stronger, more resilient spirit within you. In the lesser-known teachings of Cornutus, an often overlooked Stoic thinker, we find wisdom that challenges a conventional interpretation of kindness. Cornutus argued that the true measure of a person is not found in the ease with which they offer help, but in the strength to set boundaries and to preserve one's inner sovereignty against external exploitation. His insights remind you that when you allow others to define your worth through their shallow standards, you are effectively surrendering control of your own destiny. This perspective frames your struggles as necessary rites of passage, carefully orchestrated to strip away the layers of complacency and reveal the unyielding core of your character. It is this divine orchestration, a cosmic plan that transforms pain into purpose, that invites you to stand firm against those who would seek to diminish your worth. As you begin to internalize this profound understanding, you may start to notice subtle yet undeniable signs of transformation emerging in your life. The shift is not immediate, but it is real. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach start to align with your newfound sense of self-respect, and relationships begin to evolve into reflections of mutual admiration rather than exploitation. You might find that, with each small act of asserting your boundaries, a sense of empowerment surges within you, an internal light that grows stronger with every challenge you overcome. This change is like the slow but steady breaking of dawn, where the darkness of self-doubt is replaced by the vibrant hues of self-assurance and clarity. The principles of Stoicism, which urge you to guard your inner world against the vagaries of external judgment, are working silently behind the scenes to realign your path. Every setback you once saw as a failure transforms into a lesson in resilience. Every instance of being taken for granted becomes a stepping stone towards greater personal sovereignty. The external world begins to mirror this inner transformation, as you naturally attract circumstances and relationships that honor the strength of your character. In this evolving landscape, the realization dawns that your true power lies not in being overly generous, but in the courage to withhold your consent until you are respected. In the midst of this burgeoning transformation, it becomes clear that the journey to reclaim your power is a deliberate, ongoing process, one that requires you to reject the silent permission you once granted by default. Each time you choose to set clear boundaries and assert your intrinsic worth, you disrupt the system that has long thrived on your compliance. This internal revolution is not about becoming hardened or abandoning your capacity for kindness. Rather, it is about cultivating a refined sense of self that recognizes a difference between genuine generosity and self-sacrifice. With every act of self-respect, you send a powerful message to those around you. Your worth is not for sale, and your kindness is not an open invitation for manipulation. The realization that you can and should demand better treatment is both liberating and empowering. It marks the beginning of a new chapter where you no longer allow the shallow standards of others to dictate your behavior. This moment of clarity is your call to arms, a turning point that invites you to reclaim the narrative of your life with unwavering determination and strength. Comment woke if this resonates with you. As you stand at the precipice of this transformative journey, you are called to embrace a future defined not by the exploitation of your kindness, but by the commanding respect you earn through self-assertion and discernment. The battle against those who play you for a fool is not one fought with anger, but with a measured, stoic resolve that honors the inner sanctum of your true self. It is a battle where every act of self-respect, every carefully drawn boundary, is a victory against a system designed to keep you docile and compliant. The wisdom you gather from these lessons will serve as your armor, fortifying you against a relentless tide of manipulation that seeks to erode your dignity. Your journey is a testament to the power of reclaiming your inner sovereignty and understanding that true respect is earned, not given freely. With this newfound awareness, you step forward into a life where your worth is defined solely by the strength of your character and the clarity of your purpose. A life where you are the master of your destiny, unburdened by the shallow judgments of others. Sign number 1 and number 2. You're too available and you never say no. Every morning you wake with an unspoken burden weighing on your soul, feeling as though your every moment is preordained to serve the needs of others. You try to be present, to offer your time and kindness freely, yet deep down you wonder if your open heart is nothing more than a chink in your armor, a vulnerability that invites exploitation. In those quiet moments when you reflect on the countless times you sacrifice your own needs for the sake of others, the feeling of isolation sets in, and you question whether your generosity is truly a strength or merely a sign of your inability to say no. It's as if every time you open your door, you leave it ajar for those who would invade your space without remorse. The truth is, this experience is more common than you think. Many have felt that piercing sting of regret when their boundless availability was taken for granted, leaving them emotionally drained and questioning their self-worth. In this moment, take heart and know that you are not alone in this struggle, for this challenge is one that touches the very core of our human experience and speaks to the urgent need for self-preservation in a world that often preys on your kindness. The emotional weight of being too available is not simply about the inconvenience of lost time. It's about the deep-seated frustration that comes from feeling used and undervalued. Every invitation you accept without reservation, every favor you grant without a second thought, chips away at your inner strength and leaves you feeling depleted. You may recall times when your desire to help, to be the reliable friend or the ever-present colleague, ended in exhaustion and disappointment. These moments are not trivial. They mark a pattern of behavior that tells you your time and energy are being commodified by those who never truly appreciate them. The constant barrage of demands, often disguised as acts of camaraderie or concern, only intensifies the feeling of being trapped in a cycle where your own needs are perpetually sidelined. This recurring struggle, with its emotional toll, creates a profound sense of imbalance, a state where you are left to question your own worth while others benefit from your selflessness. Such experiences not only diminish your confidence, but also warp your perception of what it means to be kind, ultimately leading you to wonder if perhaps the true strength lies in learning when to withhold your yes. Amid this ongoing struggle, there's a divine preparation at work, a larger cosmic plan that calls you to reclaim your power and reassert your boundaries. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, offers a beacon of hope and guidance in these challenging times. Consider the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who reminded us that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes a way. But beyond these familiar words lies a lesser-known insight of Musonius Rufus, a Stoic who emphasized that true virtue is found not in endless acquiescence, but in the careful discernment of when to act and when to hold back. Musonius argued that a life well lived is one where the individual recognizes the sanctity of their own time and energy, treating these gifts as treasures not to be squandered on those who offer nothing in return. His teaching suggests that every instance where you allow yourself to be too available is not a mark of failure, but a challenge to be met, a call to sharpen your inner resolve and transform your vulnerability into a bastion of self-respect. This divine orchestration is designed to strip away the layers of passivity and reveal the unyielding strength that lies dormant within you, urging you to reclaim the narrative of your life with a renewed sense of purpose. As you begin to internalize these lessons, you will notice tangible signs of transformation manifesting in your daily life. It may start subtly, with moments of hesitation before you agree to an invitation or sudden clarity that reminds you of your own worth. Gradually, you find that you are more deliberate with your time, choosing opportunities that align with your values rather than simply filling the void left by habitual yeses. Relationships begin to shift. The ones that are truly meaningful become deeper and more reciprocal, while those built solely on exploiting your availability fade into the background. You feel a newfound confidence bubbling up inside you, a quiet strength that allows you to decline requests without guilt, to prioritize your own needs, and to stand firm in the face of demands that once left you feeling powerless. This internal revolution is akin to a garden slowly coming into bloom after a long winter, each small act of refusal nurturing your spirit and paving the way for a more balanced, empowered existence. The Stoic principle of self-discipline, which teaches that our power lies in our ability to govern our own minds and actions, becomes a living reality in your life. You see that by setting clear boundaries, you not only preserve your energy but also create space for opportunities that honor your true potential and align with your higher purpose. Over time, these shifts begin to ripple outward, transforming not just your internal landscape but also the way the world perceives and interacts with you. The energy that once fueled a cycle of exhaustion now becomes a driving force behind your achievements and personal growth. You start to notice that opportunities, once elusive, now come knocking at your door, and the relationships you cultivate are richer, built on mutual respect and genuine connection. This metamorphosis is not sudden, but it is profound, as each instance of asserting your right to say no becomes a stepping stone toward a more authentic, self-respecting life. The external changes you experience mirror the internal clarity and strength that have been steadily growing within you. It's as though the universe itself acknowledges your newfound commitment to self-worth and rewards you with moments of serendipity and meaningful encounters. The Stoic wisdom of transforming obstacles into opportunities is no longer an abstract ideal, but a lived experience that empowers you to take control of your destiny. Every small victory, a polite refusal, a well-placed boundary, reinforces your inner conviction and signals to those around you that you are not to be trifled with. In this emerging reality, your time and energy are sacred commodities, and your willingness to guard them becomes a testament to the depth of your self-respect. At this juncture, as you stand on the threshold of more empowered and self-directed life, it is clear that the journey to reclaiming your power is both a personal revolution and a profound act of self-love. You now understand that the trap of being too available is not a failure of character, but a challenge set before you to rise above the mundane expectations of society that thrives on mediocrity. With every decision to assert your boundaries, you send a powerful message to those who once exploited your generosity. You are not an endless resource to be drained, but a dynamic, self-governing individual with dreams, values, and an unwavering commitment to your own well-being. This realization transforms your inner narrative from one of passive compliance to active, deliberate choice, a narrative where your self-worth is measured by your own standards, not by the fleeting opinions of others. The process is gradual, marked by moments of introspection and courageous action, and it is deeply intertwined with your spiritual journey towards self-mastery and inner peace. It is a calling to embrace the strength that lies within you and to transform every yes that once led to exhaustion into a no that liberates your soul and pave the way for a future defined by self-respect and purpose. Comment set if this resonates with you. We have only scratched the surface of the tactics used to undermine your self-worth. The next sections will uncover how seeking validation and ignoring red flags only tighten the grip they have on you, and how over-explaining and fearing conflict further erode your power. In just a few moments, we'll delve deeper into these signs and reveal the Stoic strategies that will help you break free from their hold. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and click the Super Thanks button to support our community of empowered thinkers. Sign number 3 and number 4. You seek validation and ignore red flags. You wake each day with a deep-seated yearning to be seen for who you truly are, yet you find yourself trapped in a cycle where every compliment and affirmation you receive feels like a double-edged sword. In those quiet moments when you question your self-worth, the need for external validation weighs heavily on your heart, and you wonder the opinions of others will ever define your value. You might feel lost, adrift in a sea of praise that is as fleeting as it is empty, and it becomes easy to forget that the real measure of your worth lies within. The struggle to gain acceptance from those who have little investment in your personal growth leaves you vulnerable, as if you are constantly seeking approval from an audience that is never truly present. This relentless pursuit of validation can make you feel isolated and misunderstood, even when you are surrounded by people. Yet, in this shared experience, know that you are not alone. Many have walked this path, battling the inner demons of self-doubt and the external forces that seek to define you through their limited perspectives. Your journey is significant, and the quest for self-worth is a universal challenge that calls for a deeper understanding of the true source of your strength. The emotional toll of seeking constant validation is immense, often manifesting as a quiet but persistent ache that undermines your confidence and clouds your judgment. Every time you look to someone else for a measure of your worth, you risk allowing them to dictate the terms of your identity, leaving you feeling exposed and easily manipulated. Perhaps you recall moments when a word of praise lifted you briefly, only to be followed by criticism that shattered your confidence, reinforcing the belief that your value is at the mercy of others' whims. This seesaw of emotions can be draining, turning what should be a simple act of kindness into an exhausting game of emotional hide-and-seek. The subtle manipulations, those offhand remarks that seem to dismiss your efforts, the fleeting smiles that fail to acknowledge your true potential, are not isolated incidents but part of a larger pattern designed to keep you in a state of dependency. The constant craving for approval can trap you in a cycle where your self-esteem is tied to the unpredictable moods of those around you, leaving you to question your own worth and the genuineness of your contributions. This pervasive struggle is not merely an inconvenience. It is a profound obstacle on your path to inner resilience and self-mastery. Amid these trials, there exists a greater plan at work, a divine preparation that calls you to transform this vulnerability into an unyielding strength. Stoic wisdom offers powerful insights into the nature of external validation and the pitfalls of relying on others for your self-worth. Beyond the well-known teachings of Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, consider the insights of Hierocles, a lesser-known Stoic philosopher whose reflections emphasize that our inner circle of virtue is a true source of our strength. Hierocles taught that the desire for external affirmation is like a mirage in the desert, alluring yet ultimately insubstantial, distracting you from the oasis of self-reliance that lies within. His work reminds us that every instance of seeking validation from others is an opportunity to practice self-discipline and to fortify your inner citadel against the onslaught of superficial praise. In his lesser-known treatises, Hierocles argued that real freedom comes when you learn to derive your sense of self not from the shifting opinions of the crowd, but from the steadfast principles that guide your actions. This divine preparation is a call to embrace your intrinsic value, a transformative process that molds your character and steers you toward a life of genuine purpose and inner peace. As you begin to implement the Stoic mindset in your daily life, tangible signs of transformation will gradually emerge, affirming that the journey towards self-reliance is both real and attainable. You might notice, for instance, a newfound clarity in the way you respond to compliments and criticisms alike, a calm, measured reaction that reflects an unshakable belief in your own worth. Situations that once left you reeling from the need for external approval now serve as opportunities to exercise restraint and affirm your personal boundaries. Over time, you may observe that the relationships in your life begin to shift. Those who once thrived on your need for validation may withdraw, while genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding take root. This internal revolution is mirrored by external changes. Opportunities that align with your true self appear, and your daily interactions become more grounded in authenticity rather than in the fleeting desire to be liked. The transformation is like the slow emergence of dawn after a long, dark night, each moment of self-assertion adding warmth and light to your inner landscape. With every deliberate choice to rely on your own judgment, you nurture the seeds of inner strength, gradually replacing the cycle of validation seeking with a firm, resolute focus on your own worth and purpose. In this evolving journey, you begin to realize that every small act of self-affirmation is a powerful declaration of independence. When you stop letting others determine your value, you reclaim the reins of your own destiny and build an inner foundation that remains impervious to external fluctuations. This shift in perspective is not instantaneous but unfolds gradually, as if the universe itself is aligning to support your newfound conviction. You may start to feel a sense of liberation as you let go of the need to constantly seek approval, discovering instead that your self-worth is a quiet, unassailable force that grows stronger with every moment of self-reflection and genuine action. This inner transformation is profoundly empowering, like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble to reveal the resilient form hidden within. Every decision to trust your inner voice over the superficial applause of others builds your character and deepens your understanding that true strength emanates from within. In embracing the Stoic ideal, you pave the way for a future where your worth is self-determined, and every external judgment becomes merely background noise against the symphony of your inner resolve. As you reflect on these insights and witness the transformative power of rejecting the lure of external validation, it becomes clear that the journey to self-reliance is as challenging as it is rewarding. The path is lined with moments of introspection and realization, each one reinforcing the belief that your true value is found in the depths of your character, not in the fleeting approval of those who have little to offer in return. The emotional liberation that comes from breaking free of this cycle is profound. It is a moment when you finally understand that every effort to seek validation only weakens the foundation of your inner strength. Instead, by embracing the principles of Stoicism, you learn to stand firm in your convictions and let your intrinsic worth shine through, unimpeded by the need for external confirmation. This journey is a powerful reminder that the only opinion that truly matters is your own, and that the freedom to define your identity lies within your grasp. Your inner transformation is a beacon that not only guides you toward personal fulfillment, but also serves as an inspiration to others who are struggling with the same battle. Comment wise if this resonates with you. Sign number 5 and number 6. You over-explain and fear conflict. You often find yourself trapped in a cycle where every word you speak seems to need justification, and every decision you make is subject to endless scrutiny. In the quiet moments when doubt creeps in, you wonder if your constant need to explain is masking a deeper fear, a fear that if you remain silent, your worth will be questioned and your intentions misunderstood. This overwhelming burden can leave you feeling isolated and vulnerable, as if you're forced to perform a never-ending monologue to prove your value to those who stand ready to pounce on any sign of weakness. If you ever felt that your words are twisted against you, that your silence could have been a better shield than an explanation, know that you are not alone in this struggle. Countless others battle the same inner conflict, caught between the desire to be understood and the need to protect their inherent dignity. This challenge is significant because it cuts to the heart of how you assert yourself and maintain control over your own narrative in a world that often thrives on your self-doubt. The emotional weight of over-explaining and fearing conflict is immense, often leaving you with a sense of regret after the conversation is over. It can feel like a burden you must carry, a constant pressure to justify every choice, every emotion, and every decision. You may recall times when a simple statement spiraled into a prolonged defense of your actions, leaving you exhausted and diminished, as if your true self were lost in translation. This struggle is deeply personal. It stems from a longing for acceptance and the painful experience of being misunderstood. When you find yourself apologizing for your opinions or hesitating to speak up for fear of inciting disagreement, it is not merely a moment of self-doubt but a reflection of a much larger pattern in your life. The need to placate others and avoid conflict can become so ingrained that it stifles your inner voice, leaving you feeling both frustrated and powerless. These experiences are not trivial. They are the crucible in which your self-confidence is tested, and they reveal the extent to which external judgment have managed to seep into your core being. Yet, hidden within this struggle is a divine preparation, a call to reclaim your inner authority and silence the voices that seek to undermine you. Stoicism, with its ancient yet ever-relevant teachings, offers a path forward. Beyond the familiar guidance of Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius lies the wisdom of Diogenes of Babylon, a lesser-known Stoic thinker whose insights into the power of silence and restraint remain profoundly relevant today. Diogenes of Babylon taught that the art of speaking less and listening more is not a sign of submission, but a mark of true strength. In his view, excessive words are like loose threads in a fabric that weakens its overall integrity, making it easier for others to unravel and control. His philosophy reminds you that every time you over-explain, you inadvertently hand them the ammunition they need to question your resolve, whereas a measured silence can be your most potent form of resistance. This divine orchestration in your life is not arbitrary. It is a carefully laid path meant to teach you the value of restraint and to help you cultivate a fortress of inner strength. In embracing the Stoic principle, you begin to see that your worth is not contingent on how much you say, but on the quiet confidence that underpins your every action. This shift is not only visible in your interactions, but resonates deeply within your spirit, reminding you that the power to define your worth lies entirely in your hands. Your journey towards self-mastery becomes a beacon of hope and resilience, inspiring others to look within for the strength that you have so courageously embraced. In this renewed state, every challenge you overcome is a testament to the unbreakable spirit that you are cultivating, a spirit that stands as a bulwark against the manipulative tactics of those who once sought to diminish you. Comment strong if this resonates with you. The revelations are almost complete. In the final section, we will expose the Stoic techniques that transform you from an easy target into a force to be reckoned with, a transformation that reclaims your dignity and demands respect from those who once saw you as nothing more than a fool. How to stop being an easy target. You wake up each day carrying the weight of expectations that were never yours to bear, feeling as though the world around you constantly measures your worth by how easily you can be swayed or convinced. In the quiet moments before the day truly begins, you may find yourself questioning whether your natural kindness is a gift or a vulnerability, a chink in your armor that invites exploitation by those who seek to benefit from your generosity. This inner turmoil is not a sign of weakness, but a reflection of a long-standing struggle where your readiness to help has, over time, eroded the boundaries that should protect your essence. You are not alone in this experience. Many have found themselves caught in a cycle of over-accommodation, where the power to say no is lost in a flood of pleas and expectations. The significance of this theme lies in its revelation that true strength comes from recognizing the value of your own time and energy, and from learning to guard them as the treasures they are. Every instance when you allow others unrestricted access to your time and energy becomes a stepping stone for those who would see you exploited. The emotional cost of this cycle is steep, a constant barrage of small devaluations that gradually chip away at your self-esteem. You may recall moments when you willingly bent over backwards to accommodate requests, only to later feel drained, resentful, or even diminished by the sense that you have been taken for granted. Imagine being repeatedly asked for favors, each one eroding the reserve you had for your own needs, until you find yourself wondering if your generous spirit is nothing more than an invitation to be used. These experiences are deeply personal and resonate with anyone who has ever felt that their willingness to help is met not with gratitude, but with an expectation of endless sacrifice. This emotional weight is not just a minor inconvenience. It is a profound obstacle that hinders your ability to live authentically, leaving you caught between the desire to be kind and the imperative to preserve your own dignity. Yet, within this painful cycle there lies a divine preparation, a transformative process that calls you to reclaim your autonomy and reassert your inherent worth. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers profound insights into the struggle, teaching that true power comes from developing an inner fortress impervious to external judgment. Beyond the frequently quoted lessons of Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, the lesser-known teachings of Aristo of Chios provide a particularly resonant message that a cultivation of self-respect and disciplined thought is a key to breaking the cycle of exploitation. Aristo of Chios argued that the individual who learns to harness their own inner resources and set clear, unwavering boundaries becomes impervious to the manipulative tactics of those who would take advantage of their natural kindness. His teachings emphasize that it is not a matter of hardening one's heart, but of wisely directing one's energy inward, so that every decision to assert your limits is a conscious act of reclaiming the power that is inherently yours. This divine orchestration, set forth by the timeless principles of Stoic thought, is designed to strip away the layers of passivity that have allowed others to define your value, and to reveal the unyielding core of your personal sovereignty. As you reflect on the progress you have made and the transformation that is steadily unfolding within you, remember that the power to command respect and live on your own terms lies entirely within you. This journey is not about isolating yourself or hardening your heart. Rather, it is a call to reorient your focus inward, to build an inner fortress that no external force can breach. The Stoic path teaches that independence is achieved by cultivating a disciplined mind and a resolute spirit, and by recognizing that every act of self-preservation is a reclaiming of the power that others once took for granted. With every boundary you set, you disrupt the cycle of exploitation and transform vulnerability into strength. The wisdom of Seneca and Aristo of Chios converges to show that when you focus on your personal growth and self-respect, you not only break free from being an easy target, but also pave a way for a more empowered, authentic existence. This is a Stoic way to gain respect, a way that turns every challenge into an opportunity for personal sovereignty, and every act of self-care into a declaration of your unassailable worth. Comment independent if this resonates with you. In the end, remember that being kind does not mean being weak, and that the respect you deserve can only be earned when you stop allowing others to dictate your worth. By understanding the 7 reasons why people play you for a fool, you are now equipped with the Stoic tools necessary to reclaim your power and command respect. This journey is about embracing your inner strength, rejecting the manipulative tactics of those who thrive on your divided attention, and transforming every setback into a stepping stone toward a life of unyielding independence. Thank you for watching. If you are ready to stand up, take control, and become the master of your own destiny, subscribe, share, like, and comment I am Stoic.